Very active scene right now. We just saw the man walk out of the building. Police yelling to get down. A couple of shots, or we think were shots, were fired. A couple of loud bangs, about 4 of them in succession. The man went down in the street.
You know, it's right down the hill from WJZ. Tell us about what it was like when you first got there and what employees at Fox 45 were saying.
Right. Well, very active as soon as we got on scene. A lot of Fox 45 employees out on the street, concerned, trying to figure out what was going on. All of them hearing a lot about this man who had walked into the building with a bomb potentially.
There he is, walking out of the building, and the police following him cautiously but pretty closely, with one having a shield. Let's just watch this as it happens. He does have his hands in his pocket. There was some sort of vest, red vest that he had on, where he said he was.
You're looking at the picture that Kai sent just a short time ago, and you can see just an eerie photo of that suspect in the lobby. Now, just to give a little bit of perspective, the stations here, we are very secure. We do have security guards, but there is that door before you get into the front of the station, and you can see he was just there, and our understanding is that the security guard over at Fox 45 spoke with him for a good chunk of time before letting him in. He did the right thing. Of course, very scary scene there. We're watching this all play out just as you are at home on social media. We're just glad at this point that our colleagues over at Fox 45 are doing okay at this hour. And Mary will continue to monitor from our phones, just like many of you are doing at home, and we'll bring it to you live.
Okay, Jess, we'll check back in with you, and we're going to go probably back to the scene in just a moment as well.
The suspect is down on the ground, but not yet in custody, and the commissioner has said multiple times he is still a threat to the public. And I'm going to step out of the way so you can take a look here. What my photographer is zooming in on, those are members of the SWAT team, if you will, sniper guys sitting there. Looks like they have their eye on the suspect, who we're told is now on the ground.
So you live in this area. Come a little bit closer for us. Walk us through what happened earlier today, what you saw.
Yeah, so I was driving home earlier from the gym about, I'd say, an hour and a half ago, and I saw some people standing outside. And usually there's never a lot of people just congregating, so I thought maybe there was something up, and I kind of drove home. And as I was cooking lunch, I really heard the choppers going off, and I heard the sirens. And then one of my roommates texted us, and he said, "Are you guys okay? There's a guy with a bomb." And I immediately ran outside, which was kind of ironic.
When this suspect walked into the building, that was the first person that he was met by, a contractor who was inside working on the building, not a Fox 45 employee. That contractor spoke a short time ago and gives us a better idea of exactly what he saw when he had that firsthand experience. Take a listen.
I was dialing with my phone 911 without him to see anything. But my first instinct was trying to keep him calm. He tried to pull on the door a few times to come in. I told him I couldn't let him in.
And right here, if we could zoom in, can you see that right there? That looks like some sort of armored vehicle that's coming up in front of the TV station. Really interesting. If we could stay on this to see what they might be doing. It says Baltimore Police Rescue, and this is not a type of vehicle that you see just roaming around the streets. Right. The back door seems to be open. So, as you can imagine, a lot going on here, trying to figure out exactly how they could get the suspect in custody.
We're showing a picture right now of the tactical unit. They have put the individual into that unit or into another vehicle, and the officers are now on the scene. They're picking up bits and pieces of evidence, clearly, and the vehicle now is moving away. So it appears that they have secured the individual. They have picked up whatever evidence they possibly could that was left there on the scene, and the officers, the tactical units, are walking alongside this vehicle that is designed specifically for this type of situation, and the vehicle now moving out of sight. We're going to take you now live to Sky Chopper 13. Captain Jeff Long, you'll tell us a little bit about what he's able to see there. This is a vantage point we have not seen. Look at all of those vehicles there on the bridge. Jeff.
Yeah, we do understand. We've been watching this on the ground before we were able to actually get airborne, and we saw that you guys had a limited vantage point. So this will kind of give you an opportunity to put things into perspective. That's the bridge that crosses the Jones Falls Expressway. That's West 41st Street. That's where all of the police activity is. That's where the tactical equipment is. And as we go a little bit to the left, we'll show you where Fox 45 building is, and that's where the suspect was in the front there, where you see the signs sticking up off the front part of the building. Right down below there is where the main entrance is, and that suspect walked out of that front door onto the street. And that is the point where the police were made the decision to fire at him. And you can see that the police still remain on the scene. We've got Foxtrot helicopters circling overhead. Foxtrot was actually told to leave the scene during the height of some of the tactical stuff that was going on because of the noise that they were making, so they backed off a little bit.
Welcome back. We continue to follow the breaking news just outside of Fox 45 and down the hill from us here at WJZ. That suspect in custody after walking into the station with an alleged explosive device strapped to him that, of course, as we now know, turned out to be candy bars.
WJZ is live with complete coverage of the tension on TV Hill. We are covering every angle of this incident today.
Right, and Baltimore police just addressing the media again. As you heard, it was not a bomb that this suspect had on him, but instead candy bars wired with tin foil underneath that vest, as police were able to take a closer look with that robot.
You may recall when the suspect went inside the lobby, there was also a car fire outside in the parking lot. As this investigation continues right now, I see crews in the parking lot looking over vehicles, bending down, looking at the tires, also walking in the roadway on West 41st. Of course, this is a part of the investigation to get to the bottom of exactly what happened here earlier today. At this moment, all of the employees at Fox 45 are still outside. They're not able to go back inside the building.
And the wire was also running down the sleeve of his jacket into his hand, basically emulating some type of detonation type device.
Vic, just a short time ago when that press conference was held, I had a chance to walk over there around the corner. We're on Girard Ave, so I had a chance to go over to the press conference, speak with some Fox 45 employees who I know, and they described it obviously as a very scary and tense situation, but they said at first some thought it was almost a joke because they saw that man wearing a panda onesie inside the lobby through the glass doors, and at that point they didn't know what to think, but obviously it was far from a joke that quickly turned into a bizarre situation, if you will.
All right, thank you, Rick. And our complete coverage continues now. Jessica is in the newsroom with more on the large police response to this threat. Jessica.
Denise, city police, SWAT teams, and the bomb squad all responded to Fox 45 earlier this afternoon. Sky Eye Chopper 13 over the 41st Street Bridge just before 4:30. You can see the number of patrol cars, SWAT vehicles, and ambulances on the scene. The bridge was shut down shortly after the threat was made.
WJZ, Maryland's news station.
Tension on TV Hill. A man claiming to have a bomb strapped to him threatens a Baltimore TV station.
What the suspect wanted and how it all ended.
Hello, everyone. I'm Vic Carter.
I'm Denise Koch. Here's what people are talking about tonight.
TV station threat. A suspect wearing an animal costume and what appeared to be a bomb strapped to his chest is shot by police after threatening to blow up a news station here on TV Hill. WJZ is live with complete coverage. Rick Ritter, Ava Joy Burnett, and George Solis have been following this story very closely for us. We begin with Rick with the latest on the suspect. Rick.
Vic, Ed Breezy tells WJZ that the suspect is his son, 25-year-old Alex Breezy. This was an intense scene that lasted hours today, not just evacuating Fox 45, but putting the entire area on lockdown. Dressed in an animal costume, wearing a surgical mask and sunglasses, this is the man police say threatened to blow up Fox 45 on Thursday, turning the area into utter turmoil.
Bizarre, dangerous behavior of a singular individual.
Around 1 o'clock, a 25-year-old from Howard County walks into the Fox lobby where he's met by a security guard.
He walked in, opened up his hedgehog outfit that he had on, and he pretty much said he had a bomb on him and that he had a message that he needed to be heard.
That message was on a flash drive, which he demanded to have put on TV.
We saw that as a valid threat, and so we called the police, and at that point we thought it was safest that we evacuate the building.
Police and tactical teams quickly swarmed the area and find the man sitting just inside the station's doors. A little more than an hour later, he walks out.
Man's out on the street,
but refuses to comply with officers' demands. He's then shot at least 3 times before collapsing. A robot was eventually deployed to disarm him before he was taken to the hospital. But in the end, it turns out he was wearing a fake bomb.
Those devices were actually chocolate candy bars wrapped in aluminum foil with wiring connecting each of them.
A bizarre scene, police say, left them with very few options.
When he walked out on the street, he posed a threat to this community, a threat to the officers, and they were forced to use their real guns to shoot the suspect.
Police say the wiring went all the way down Breezy's arm. One reason why they thought the bomb was real. He is in stable condition tonight, but is expected to survive. Police say when they arrived on scene, they also found a vehicle on fire in the Fox 45 parking lot. They believe that vehicle belonged to the suspect, but they're still investigating. Reporting live tonight, Rick Ritter, WJZ Eyewitness News.
All right, thank you very much, Rick. Our complete coverage continues now in Elkridge, where WJZ is live. The Bureau of Alcohol, Tobacco, Firearms agents, they just finished searching a house in connection with this case, and Avajoy has the new information on the suspect. Avajoy?
Well, Denise, police are taking no chances tonight. They searched the suspect's home for hours. I just spoke with a man who told me the suspect is his son, 25-year-old Alex Brizzi. Investigators swarmed the suspect's home looking for answers as to why he allegedly walked into Fox 45 with a fake bomb. We spoke with the suspect's dad, who told WJZ his son recently changed his attitude, saying the world was going to end on June 3rd.
We really didn't see this coming. Like I said, this has happened so fast because it's only been a couple weeks. And, we were looking at him, trying to assess him, trying to figure out what to do. He's 25 years old, so I can't say, you gotta go into the hospital.
1:30 Thursday afternoon, the suspect shows up at Fox 45. Police say his outfit had all the qualities of a bomb.
He had on some type of surgical mask. He had some type of coat on underneath of this outfit, and there was this red device that is being described like maybe a red flotation type device with devices in it that looked like explosives.
Turns out what the suspect claimed was a bomb was actually candy bars, rigged with wires that looked like a detonator.
The wire was also running down the sleeve of his jacket into his hand, basically emulating some type of detonation type device.
Once outside the Fox 45 TV station, the suspect was strutting around in this animal suit. Police say he was still a threat because no one could see his hands. Police eventually shot him and sent in this robot that second by second took off the suspect's clothes to make sure he was no longer a threat, clearing the way for police to take him into custody.
We often use robots to manipulate things, like a potential explosive device is located on a city street corner. Robots are routinely used to manipulate that device. But in this particular case, we're using the robot to manipulate his body.
Agents wrapped up their search within the last hour. The father told us he believes police acted appropriately earlier today. Reporting live, Avajoy Burnett, WJZ Eyewitness News.
Avajoy, thank you. WJZ's live complete coverage continues now. George Solis is here on TV Hill, where the close-knit community of homes and families was shaken up by today's events. George.
Well, for those that don't know, TV Hill is home to 3 stations, including our own. It's also home to a number of families and businesses. Today, we were all brought together a little closer in the face of true terror. No one wanted to believe it was real. A man claiming to have a bomb barricading himself inside Fox 45 on TV Hill. Man's walking out, man's walking out. Fox 45 meteorologist Vetus Reed describes the unfolding horror as it played out onto the street.
He's saying he will blow the building up if we don't air something that he is holding.
News producer Chris Bernardo was on his way to work and one of the first to see the man dressed in what's been described as an animal onesie inside the station's lobby.
I was a little closer to the guy than I ever really wanted to be.
After a brief exchange with station security, the two quickly alerted everyone inside.
We got everyone out of the building.
Other employees at Fox 45 still processing the unfolding horror that thankfully ended when police announced there was no bomb.
I don't think you realize how serious a threat it was until much later.
TV stations not the only ones keeping a close watch.
As I was cooking lunch, I really heard the choppers going off and I heard the sirens.
TV Hill is home to many families and businesses like a senior daycare center.
It's just crazy.
Tonight, all grateful that their community is safe and now closer than ever.
We have a close group of people here that just really appreciate the support that everybody's giving each other.
Now tonight the road is back open and Fox 45 is back on the air, but you can bet the memory of what played out here won't soon be forgotten. I'm George Solis reporting live. Send it back to you on TV Hill.
George, thank you very much. And here's what you need to know right now about the tension here on TV Hill today. The incident began at Fox 45 shortly after 1 o'clock this afternoon. A man has been identified and identified the suspect as his son, 25-year-old Alex Breezy. He was wearing what police describe as an animal costume and walked into the lobby of the TV station, demanded material on a flash drive be put on TV. Police say he had what appeared to be an explosive device strapped to him. It turned out to be candy bars connected by wires. He eventually came out. He was shot. Police say he's still alive right now. Fox 45 was evacuated. No one there or in the neighborhood is hurt. Stay with WJZ for complete coverage of the tension here on TV Hill. We'll keep you updated on the investigation and the search for a motive.